brought to you by EB Games. Hey, I'm here at EB Games, and I'm talking about one of my favorite puzzle games. This one's called Chu Chu Rocket for the Dreamcast, but it's also available for the Game Boy Advance, so take a look for that. Now, I was a huge fan of this, and I know Tommy didn't care for it that much, but the reason why I love Chu Chu Rocket so much is that it is the definition of easy to learn, very difficult to master. It's a very, very complicated game once you get into the meat of it, because you have to deal with the mice that seem to have a mind of their own. And basically what happens is all these mice start popping out of all these holes, and you've got to get them into a rocket ship before the cats come along and gobble them up. Sounds a little bit silly, but the reality is it's manic and it's crazy and it's very, very addictive, because the mice stream out, you know, they keep coming super, super fast, and all kinds of little power-ups will come up, and then you'll get 50 mice come out right at the same time. And the deal is that you're racing against opponents. There's 4 of you on the screen at the time. And whether they're computer-controlled or human opponents, which is very fun, you've got a lot of stress to deal with. And it's very fun when you hook up with other people and play with them as well. Now, with the Game Boy Advance, up to 4 people can link up and play. And with the Dreamcast, you can play 4 on screen at the same time. Or, if you can still find a way to get online with your Dreamcast, you can play the game online. This is a great game, and it's great on both systems. It's a little bit more difficult to play on the Game Boy Advance because you've only got the shoulder buttons, and that's a little more complicated than the diamond-shaped buttons on the Dreamcast. Whatever system you buy it for, though, you're going to have a lot of fun. Chu Chu Rocket is a great game, and it's definitely a buried treasure. All right, we're back. Now we're going to talk about Hot Wheels Velocity X Maximum Justice from Beyond Games and THQ, and we found this racing beaver dam to review this racing game in.
Ah, nice beaver.
It's sort of a kids-oriented racing game, and it's kind of a combination of a bunch of other different racing games. It kind of reminded me of Spy Hunter mixed in with a little bit of Twisted Metal, and then you throw in a little bit of Rush 2049, and you got this game.
A lot like Rush 2049.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of different modes in this game. There's racing modes, there's different multiplayer modes, and
battle mode,
adventure mode, and battle mode,
challenge, drag race.
And the thing with this is you literally drive up on the sides of walls, and there's a lot of actually, pickups and things that are on the side of walls.
So you have to do it. You can collect points from doing stunts and all kinds of stuff as well.
Right.
So you can flip and spin and fly through the air.
Shoulder buttons, So when you hit jumps, you can press one of the shoulder buttons to either rotate on your X, Y, or Z axis.
There's actually a story to this game, which is kind of bizarre. I've never associated a story with my Hot Wheels cars in the past. But you play a kid named Max Justice, and his dad, Peter Justice, has been kidnapped by this bad guy, and you got to try to save your dad.
Whoa, Max, slow down. I'm fine. I've been monitoring your communications from a safe location, trying to find out what's really going on. Can I count on you to get the Velocity X research back? We need those discs. Velocity X? But what's... There's no time, Max. Nitro gave us a deadline, only minutes away.
There is lots of cars in the game, too, and there's a lot of unlockable cars as well.
And you basically, you win the cars by completing the challenges, and most of them are sort of time-based. So you've got to get from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, or you have to kill a bunch of enemies, or you have to perform stunts, or you have to drop off bombs before they blow up. The graphics for the game are by no means state-of-the-art for the PlayStation 2, but they're pretty good. I mean, you've got all the blinky lights, you've got all the loop-de-loops, and the super futuristic city. You've got all the cars with their different weapons. There's some really cool sort of visual effects when weapons go off. I really like that Freon bomb cannon thing where you shoot and it sparkles and sizzles and everybody blows up. It does get a little bit out of hand sometimes where you want to go one way, but the computer's not letting you do that. It's a little bit frustrating, but you got to remember it's been engineered for a younger audience, so it's sort of like training wheels on the vehicles.
At the end of the day, this really isn't my style of racing game.
Right.
It is in depth. They did a good job. I'm going to give it a 6.
It's no Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, is it? I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. On the positive side, there's a great collection of Hot Wheels cars to collect, unlock, and drive. All the different weapons that are in the game are very fun to blast off. And there's a huge amount of different gameplay modes, which is great.
On the negative side, sometimes the controls can be taken over by the game. Sometimes the camera angles don't keep up with the action. But basically, the main thing overall, the game just doesn't grab you.
Today on Judgment Day, we review Dr. Muto for the Xbox. Now, this game features crazy characters that you can morph into, but the camera angles are a little bit weird and sticky. Is that right? Weird and sticky? On the GameCube, we looked at Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Presentation is king in this game, and the jetpack rules, but the level design is garbage. On the PlayStation 2, we looked at Haven Call of the King. This game was a nice surprise with beautiful graphics and great level design, but the cover art kind of looks like me. Also on the PlayStation 2, we looked at Hot Wheels Velocity X Maximum Justice. We'd probably like this game more if it had a shorter title. In hardware, Tommy and I reviewed the Mad Catz Lynx wireless controller for the Xbox. We love the fact that this is a wireless controller for the Xbox, but the grips are a little bit too big, and so's that price. For the Game Boy Advance, we reviewed Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. This one's got cute, fun gameplay, and it's always great to see Kirby stuff his fat face. Well, that's the end of this show. We'll see you guys next time on Judgment Day.
Damn! The show's done.
Now, this game isn't... Are you going to start chewing when I talk, or are you going to finish that? Okay.
Well,
all right. He's eating hamburger.
Action.
Can't be chewing in the middle of when I'm speaking. Okay, here we go.